The president has officially called the opioid epidemic a national emergency. It's one of the worst public health crises in a generation. Drug overdoses are now the leading cause of death among adults under age 50. Opioids like heroin, think about this, they kill 91 people every single day. And every state is affected, with 12 states having more opioid prescriptions than people in the state. Now, you might know a lot of those statistics, but here's what you don't know. There's a radical, bold, and controversial solution that many believe is a promising way to help fix this crisis. Today, could medical marijuana, you heard right, could medical marijuana be the secret weapon to fighting opioid addiction? To learn more, I recently got exclusive inside access to one of the most cutting-edge, high-tech facilities growing medical marijuana. America's attitude towards marijuana is changing, especially when it comes to medical use. Now legal in 29 states. New research is investigating the benefits of medical cannabis for a range of diseases like multiple sclerosis, glaucoma, and osteoporosis. And over the next 5 years, a study funded by the nation's top medical research agency is looking into whether medical marijuana reduces opioid use among adults with chronic pain. TV personality Montel Williams has been a medical marijuana advocate for years, and he's turned his passion into a business, launching a line of medical cannabis products. Recently, Montel took me on a private tour of a licensed cannabis cultivation facility.
And then we dipped in a breeding hormone first.
What struck me here was the science of it all. How the environment was meticulously controlled, the plants selectively bred, and the lighting timed and color adjusted.
What we're doing is we're mimicking the way the sun goes around the earth. So at the beginning of the plant's life, it's like in spring. When fall's coming, the sun gets closer, the days get shorter, the higher red spectrum. A lot of sun. So this is one of our bloom rooms, 50 lights in the bloom room, and we've got about 25 square feet.
Oh my goodness.
Per light.
Oh my, look at these. You get the pot from these?
Yeah, go ahead and squeeze it. Give us
that's a butt. That's what we call it. Yeah.
Give us this one right here.
Whoa. Oh my goodness. This is how they figure it out.
Look right here. Look up in here. Look how pretty that is as a flower. It's crazy.
But you can't get high from just smelling this.
No, not just by sticking your nose on it. But if you continue to touch this right now, it's resonating.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you did this over the course of about 4 hours, you might feel a little bit of effect. Just touch it, but
that's a lot of fun. Montel is here to talk about this controversial idea to use marijuana to treat opioid addiction. Also, Dr. Yasmin Erd is a neuroscientist studying the impact of marijuana and opioid addiction. Thank you for the tour.
Absolutely, sir.
But let me start with Dr. Erd. The latest research, what's out there that might tempt us to think that marijuana, which people always criticize as a gateway drug, may actually be the salvation for many suffering with opioids?
Although marijuana has been used for millennia, research is still in its infancy.
17 years ago, when I got diagnosed with MS, I made it very public. I told people what I go through. If I concentrate on my pain, I can't even sit here. I had a doctor, and I told you this, who said to me, Montel, listen to me, I'm not gonna write you any more prescriptions. You need to figure this out. I know some people who have MS who, like you, say that this marijuana stuff works. You need to go find out. And I started digging. This was 17 years ago. That's why I've been involved in every single state that has passed legislation to allow a patient and a doctor to have a conversation. And if you, my doctor, says, Montel, use marijuana, everybody else can shut up and get out of my conversation.
Yes, it's a doctor's issue.
It's a doctor issue.
Yeah. So, Dr. Yasmin, Dr. Hurd, what catches me off guard is when I talk to folks who have had problems with opiate addiction, they say we're trading one addiction for a different addiction when we go to methadone or something else. Do you think that's true if you switch to pot? Is that just another addiction? And what are the downsides of marijuana as a treatment? If there's no free lunch in America, there's always a bad side to everything.
Yeah, every drug, it doesn't matter, what drug has positive and negatives. The risks for marijuana is that, for example, it's not the marijuana on the streets. What we're trying to develop for a medical marijuana is not a smoking route, because many physicians, it's tough to tell someone to smoke a joint. You want to know exactly what dose to tell people for their specific disorder.
Let me just explain to everybody what we're talking about. So I'll take your situation, Montel, because again, Montel does everything that you want an American citizen to do. And this is what happens 17 years ago in your case if you're addicted to something, or today in America right now, this is why 91 people a day are dying. You have issues trying to get off, detoxing from heroin. First of all, people go through a withdrawal that turns on the stress center of the brain. And that stress center causes a lot of pain. I mean, the kind of pain you can't withstand. The opiates can actually make the pain you may have had even worse, which we don't talk about. That's the biggest hypocrisy, my friends, of all, is that chronic use of opiates for chronic pain has not, with studies, been shown to be effective. Are you okay?